Hey guys, so I would like to talk on what path should you choose. What is smarter for you as a software developer? Because here in the community, we have a couple of people that think that SaaS is the way for them, and they don't have clear expectations on what to do. Why? Because, and it's not your fault. Look, there's a lot of noise and a lot of shiny objects telling you like, hey, you should open a SaaS, you should open a SaaS, you should open a SaaS. SaaS is the future. There are a lot of SaaS that are successful, but you don't actually know the logic behind it. So we're here to talk about the two main paths for a software dev who wants to build their own business versus launching a SaaS product. So this isn't about which one is inherently better. It is about which one is smarter, especially for first-time entrepreneurs. You have been an employee for a long time and you're trying to guess, you're trying to see what is the next step. So we'll focus on two critical metrics right now. That is time to revenue and the sheer cost of getting started. How much you have to invest to start making money, basically. And the thing is that many developers are drawn to the idea of a massive SaaS, they often overlook the brutal reality of the startup failure rate and the massive financial runway required. So the goal today, my friends, is to give you a clear data-driven roadmap so you can choose the path that maximizes your chances. This is just a reality check, like it says in the title. So let's get it. So first of all, what makes sense for you, like which part is smarter, and let's take a look at this for a second, right? The core difference between the freelance and the SaaS basically comes down to speed and risk. When you start freelance, you can see you can achieve revenue in months, right? In not years, months. And look at the data. You can start earning money in 2 to 6 months, and we already done this between even 3 months. And compare that to the 18 to 24 months or even longer that it takes for a typical SaaS to even reach profitability. And that is a very huge difference, my friends, because you can start freelancing with a laptop and internet connection under $3,000, paying courses and software like us, that we can help you to get there. And the SaaS product actually is bootstrapped. It requires tens of thousands of dollars just to cover the probability of success. It's like the over 95% of developers who commit to freelance and earn money within 6 months. And for a SaaS, the long-term success rate is only about 10%. So from 100 people, only 10 get profitable. And if you can imagine in a global market, it is gonna be less than that. As you can see here, this is an Upwork blog that they posted this year, 2026. That is how much do the most popular freelancing professions make. So we're not writers, we're not editors, we are not, we are programmers, software devs. There is mobile developers and web developers, but in general, we can earn between $21 to $55 per hour. And, depending on the industry, of course, that you're offering and the demand on the services that you offer, it can be from $21 to $100 per hour, if you combine programmers and software devs. So the SaaS, what is the reality of the SaaS? Basically, is that we just saw that the low risk, fast revenue reality of freelancing. And now we are going to take a look at the cold, hard numbers of the SaaS startup. The costs are very high, just to earn. Like if you are like bootstrapped, this means this comes from you. So this comes from you, basically, that if you want to create a SaaS product and you don't want to, ask people for permission on making decisions, meaning it comes from your own pocket, it's going to be between $35,000 and $65,000 just to found it, and on your pocket. Or you can get like an investor that is between $100,000 to $200,000, And if you have luck at this point, you will need to have at least $250,000. Why? This is because we break down actually the expense, the MVP, legal, marketing, and tools. And this is what it goes from, because on freelancing you just need, for example, an Upwork account, a service, and connections. And for a startup, you need all the legal team, all the marketing. You need to have the acquisition system, you need to have the demand, you need to try a lot of things for at least, like it says here, from 18 to 24 months average. And that's the reason that 90% of startups fail overall. Why? Because you want to make a sprint in a marathon, right? And that's basically the thing. You can get, for example, here in freelancing is the real business school. You will learn immediately, like first month, you will learn positioning, how to sell your value, what are you going to offer, what is the demand, the market research that we just talked a lot of the community, how to manage clients, cash flow mastery. That cash flow mastery, remember just a couple of sentences ago, I was talking about the sprint. That's what I mean. Like people try to make money on the first 2 to 3 months with a SaaS because they need money, because they are depending to pay rent from the SaaS. And it's not about that. The SaaS is going to take 10 to 24 months. For freelancing, is cash flow. It's a cash flow business. So you can understand invoicing, expenses, profitability. It is not about making more money necessarily, but actually learning business. What is the income potential? This is yearly, of course, and yearly you can earn from, if you're a junior, you can earn from $30,000 to 50,000. If you're a mid, you have all the stats here basically. And this is from the ZipRecruiter 2026 data. You can check it out on the internet. Everything is out there. We just centralize all the information. So what's the strategy if you want to win? Like, yeah, you can start doing freelancing from 1 to 3 years, earn per year, $60,000. Let's just keep the minimum. So $60,000, save $40,000, save that you put it in a pocket, and you save it because you want to open a SaaS business. This, assuming that you actually wanna play business game. This is not for everyone, right? So if you want to build a customer network, identify a SaaS opportunity, this is the way. Then after I would guess year 2 to 3 years, you can reduce freelancing to 50%, start building the SaaS product on the side, validate with customers the idea that you have, and build an early user base, right? So you can maintain income and stability. And after year 3, I will guess even longer, probably 4 years into this game of getting clients, knowing sales, knowing how to manage not only your emotions but the ups and downs of the market, because this is market based. And then you can launch a validated product, convert freelance clients, scale with proven knowledge, reinvest profits into growth, and just fully transition to SaaS. Like, this is if you want to make a business. Of course, this is assuming that you're going to work 16-hour days, sleep like 3 hours in the same office that you're going to build with, that your only main focus is going to be building skills, then transition, and then build the product. This is assuming that all of this is true. It has to be very specific, and that's why the 10% are successful, right? And this is the reality. You are not going to build the Netflix. You're not going to build the next Uber. You're not going to build the next HubSpot. I don't know what you're thinking that you're going to build. You're not going to become rich, like, if you're not willing to do what it takes to do this. And this is something that not a lot of people are saying out there. They're just saying, oh, sell SaaS. You're going to become rich because SaaS. And so why this works, this transition, this winning strategy, because basically the freelance income funds development, the customers are clients from the future, and you validate that your customers want your solution. So even before you get this idea out of nowhere, just because you're in connection with the universe and with the Lord and with Big Boss, and gives you the idea that you don't have to prove to the market even before you can offer it, the customers will validate it before. And you learn experience, and there is less risk. It's not betting everything in one idea. Like if you want to start with a SaaS idea and just go to the market, you're gonna get like on surfing or like at the sea, you're just gonna it's gonna be turnover. So this is basically the idea of the winning strategy, the reality behind freelancing and SaaS. And what I want you to guys is not to get disappointing or get discouraged from this. It's just facts. This is just data. So you can actually make a decision. Do I want to make a SaaS or do I want to make extra money? It is not supposed to be shiny. It is not supposed to be validation from others. It's supposed to be you. Like there is no correct answer. All right. So this is just to check the reality of things. So if you have any question, let us know in the community.